Hello, guys. Welcome to Sound of Manchester. My name is Anurag, and today I have Mihir and Atul with me to discuss what has been how do you say, a very jubilant week for Manchester United. We've taken on the Wolves, we've taken on Aston Villa as well, and two absolutely brilliant wins in their own way. In the game against Wolves, especially when Wolves are sitting back and defending with all their men, Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes combined to find very unlikely winner, I must say. That was really the last thing we actually expected. So I can sense a lot of United fans were absolutely pumped with that win. And after that, again, another very spirited performance against Aston Villa. Eric Bailly was absolutely magnificent, and he made some crucial blocks on a day where we should have won actually 4-1 or 5-1. Even Aston Villa had their few chances, but I think it was eventually a day United should have won, and we did. Although by the barest of margins, but we did. So Atul, I'll come straight away to you. Do you see a sense of uh, a champion mentality? I wouldn't say we are going to be title contenders. I still am very much skeptical about throwing that away. But I can really sense a little bit of champion mentality in the side finally, especially after that Wolves game, because those are games where you really cannot get demoralized by how outstanding the defense is, the opposition defenses, and somehow I really didn't expect they would find a winner there, and they did. And against Aston Villa as well, a team Arsenal couldn't manage to defeat. Famously, Liverpool couldn't manage to defeat. Uh, and a lot of teams struggled against them. And somehow Ole Gunnar Solskjaer managed to bring out something out of his team to get two very important wins. So, what do you make of those both wins?
First of all, I think Ole has his team set up right for this season. Now he
Yeah,
knows whom to play, where to play, and when
yeah.
to play. Yeah. So in the Wolves game itself, he knew that he'll have a chance till the end of the game. And you know how clutch Marcus Rashford can be in those times. And he showed us exactly that, what he can do in those kind of situations. Like
And he
two
was
days
having a
ago,
horrible game up until then.
yeah, and I was watching a video of Park Ji Sung scoring from the same area in the same spot against Wolves itself,
Yeah.
and it was
Even
like,
that had a deflection, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yes,
It just shows that, see, now they know that if they stretch the game to the end, they can still win it at that point of time. You have Bruno in there. Bruno has that champion mentality, if you think of it.
Yeah.
He'll stretch the other team to a limit where the other people can get in and score. And Rashford did just that. He took his chance. And I think Roman Saiz was having a brilliant game until that
Fabulous.
deflection. Yeah, so the thing is, United do know how to get their way around these kind of things. They gave it away against Leicester. I think they were winning 2-1 as well there, but
Yeah.
things happen. And against Aston Villa, it was brilliant. I think Anthony Martial throughout the game, like exploring the spaces in between and then giving the other players a chance, and he scored beautifully. So अच्छा था overall Aston Villa. And apart from that, Eric by that last ditch tackle
Fabulous.
in front of David De Gea. So I think the mentality is there, and the wins, like 4 wins in 5 games and a draw, that gives you the confidence to be that good. Like, we have that mentality that we can go out there and win against anyone. And
Yeah.
being on the top of the table in the new year, that must really feel good to the players as well. So overall, I think saying title contenders is a long shot, but yes,
Yeah.
the champion mentality is making its way back, and I hope it stays the same in the long run.
Yeah, indeed. Isn't that the case, Mihir? Like, the names that he's mentioned, especially Bruno Fernandes. I know we are falling short of objectives, but one of the observations that I'm sure I think even you people must have noticed is how whenever Maguire is going forward, like bombing forward, he likes that license, doesn't he? Like he wants to
yeah,
move forward with the ball. He wants to make things happen. And Bailey, he he is somewhere on the edge. He sometimes goes forward. He doesn't. But whenever some Maguire is going forward, Bruno is one of those people who is going to drop back. He's almost like wanting to make a defensive contribution just in case. The footballing intelligence of this guy is absolutely magnificent, and he's in such a he puts himself in such a position where he can provide balls to the front line, and just in case if we are losing the ball, he is going to sprint the life out of himself to make a defensive cover as well. So I think, yeah, isn't that the individual quality has been magnificent in the last few months, hasn't it? Talk about David De Gea, Eric Bailly. We know the guy is very good if you put the injuries aside, but the individual quality has been outstanding, hasn't it?
yes. It has. And one thing that I liked about this United team is that every other game, someone new is putting
Yeah,
their hands up. Last season, it was mostly Bruno, and Atul mentioned about Anthony Martial. So there has been a lot of criticism towards him about
yeah.
having very less shots on target or really not really getting it on the score sheet. But it's those
Not
little
running
things that he
enough.
does. Yeah, so it's those little things that he does apart from scoring. You know, if he was playing for Liverpool, he would be dubbed as a defensive striker. But so so that's good to see. And of course, talking about the late winner against Wolves, it's been a feature of us that some of the games we've not really deserved a result, but we've got a result. So that's actually been a feature of this season. So that's good to see, and that is something that I found which was very similar to what Liverpool was last season. They
Precisely. Yeah,
used to grind results out of nothing.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to agree with the both of you when we say that we're we're still not in contention for the title. I still think Liverpool are up,
Way good.
yeah, they're on another level. But the season, but it's like this season is just the kind of season that you don't know what's going to happen. Everyone's been inconsistent. I mean, Arsenal are actually just 3 points behind Chelsea, and we know where both the clubs stood
Mm.
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So yeah, we do have a chance at the title, but we're not favorites.
yeah, yeah. That's. I think that's very well put. But as you've mentioned, the table has been absolutely bonkers this season. I mean, I really wasn't expecting Arsenal to come that close, like in 3 games. But credit to them, they've been playing well. They've somewhat turned the tide, but this is not their channel; it's our channel. So let's getting back to Manchester. Another thing that I've really admired in the last few games is David De Gea. Those 2 3 games he was primed ahead. I think he's made some outstanding saves, the kind of saves he used to make in 2015-16, where he used to individually win points for the side. And I think it would be fair to say, especially in the Wolves game, I think Roman Size, as you've Atul mentioned, I think that the guy was a magnet that day, wasn't he? Like in every set piece, he was getting his head on the ball. Like that was a fabulous moment inside the box, and it was sort of ironic that he got the most unnecessary touch towards the end, but he was actually very good in that regard, and David did good, very well in the last few games, and personally is one of my absolute favorites. So it's really really good to see him do well. Uh, but again, when we think of David De Gea and great saves, one of the saves that we think of is that save against Manchester City in that 3-2 game when he just about tipped Sergio Aguero over the top. That was just unbelievably good. And next up, we have Manchester City. So the last time this game happened, uh, Pep Guardiola in the first leg pulled out a tactical masterclass and absolutely ripped us apart. Uh, Again, in the second leg, we were sort of decent, but again, 1-0 is not going to help when you lose 3-1 in the first game. That is what happened. This time, it's just one leg, Atul. And although there is hope in Manchester's contingent, the red contingent, and City don't have a lot of players because a lot of them have tested positive and they're not. Uh, they have to be in isolation and they cannot take part in the game. So even in spite of that, there is a sense of fear, isn't it? Like one game going wrong, this game going wrong, and it's sort of, at least among the fans, it'll cripple all the excitement that was being created for the last 2 weeks.
That's how United fans have been throughout these years. Like one
Yeah,
game can it takes just one game to like shatter their expectations with the team. But I'm really hoping to see a good game this time around.
yeah,
Not saying it because the other team is suffering with the COVID crisis.
yeah,
May they all get well soon, really quick.
yeah.
But the thing here being key. See, first of all, as you mentioned, David Daha has been brilliant. I think Luke Shaw also has been really good, and I think we should keep him over Alex Telles,
I
like
think I would
the
agree
recent
there. Yeah,
perform.
Yeah,
But the one name I would like to mention has been playing brilliant is Paul Pogba. Like we'll have
yeah.
to admit that. Yeah, so
We have to.
surprisingly, Paul Pogba has been good, and I think he does enjoy that bad boy tag on him, doesn't he? Whenever
Yeah,
he's criticized, then he'll start playing. Otherwise, he'll have those lanky kind of performances throughout the season. But once Mino
yeah.
Raiola
If
comes
if
out
you
and says
want that, we
something,
can we can appoint Graham Souness as his personal coach. That will be absolutely brilliant then.
Grim Souness, I think if there's a debate between Mino Raiola and Graham Souness, like Pogba is going to win us this league itself. So that'll be brilliant. But
Absolutely.
but to be honest, I think Daniel James was brilliant whenever he played on the right flank. Like
Yeah.
he took those chances. And as Mayor mentioned, everyone's stepping up in a different player is stepping up. So Man City ke against भी वही है. It's like taking your chances at that very crucial moments, and we still don't know who's available and who's not because they are not giving the names who has been tested positive.
Yeah.
So we can't really conclude who will be playing and how they can like play against them. But I think Ole has his team sorted. Apart from Edinson Cavani, I think he won't be available. So I think Ole knows how to go forward with it. And if I remember the last time we played City, City was a bit defensive against us in their approach. So it shows they know that we can hamper their chances because we have the talent and the team really is in form. So let's hope we get that result in the one game itself.
Yeah, precisely, Meher. And also, thank you for mentioning Atul. Edinson Cavani has been banned for 3 games, which means he missed already the Aston Villa game, and he's going to miss the Manchester City game in the Carabao Cup semi-final, also the Watford game in the FA Cup. So, which is going to make him available exactly for the Liverpool game, and that's how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has used him, right? Uh, he's giving him full rest in one game, unless it's most important. He's not bringing him up, which is exactly the way he must be used because he's no youngster, and he has decent injury records for us to be concerned about. So I think that is one area where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done well, and this is but still, if you look at a team like Liverpool, Mihir, I think that's a team where especially Mohamed Salah, every half chance or full chance he has, his conversion is so magnificent that they win those tight games which Atul mentioned. So even you did. So right now we are lacking that clinicality in finishing, isn't it? Because in the last 6 games, I can put out like 6 7 very very good chances that most strikers in the league would have finished, but we did not.
Yeah.
And it is, I know footballers do miss, sometimes it happens, but some of them were inexcusable. And especially in a game, especially I think the Leicester game. Imagine, United would have been top right now had the Leicester result gone our way. So, and this might, if this continues, it'll bite us very bad in the future, isn't it? In the coming months.
Yes, sir. One chance that we mentioned against Leicester was right at the start of the game, Rashford's
Yeah,
header that
yeah,
needs to go in. And when you look at over the course of the season, not taking the chances have already come and
mm,
bit us
yeah.
wherever. Like I would say the most famous one being Anthony Martial against PSG.
uh,
That was, yeah.
it gives us
So
nightmares. Yeah, chill.
but one positive is that Martial scored against Villa. So and
Yeah,
even Rashford scored against Wolves. But the both of them need to be at their best against Manchester City. And because Edinson Cavani isn't there, and Edinson Cavani is a striker. He's not young anymore, but he does bury those chances.
yeah.
So we're going to need again these guys. Everyone needs to keep on firing throughout the season.
Yeah, indeed. I think of another player that we'll just talk about because he's always been uh, the talking point for Manchester United ever since he's joined in 2016. Paul Pogba, 2016, 15, 16. Yeah, it's 16. So Paul Pogba right now, it sort of feels like how I see it is, it is almost evident that he's going to leave this summer, and if that is the case, the professionalism that he's showing, it really deserves a lot of praise. Because I think whatever has been happening behind the back, a lot of people would have been affected by it. But uh, even in the games where he wasn't 100% brilliant, I think he was. You could sense he's putting all of that aside, Meher. So, do you sense this is one of those seasons where Paul Pogba is just trying to see this off and irrelevant, even if we're winning the league? God for, I mean, finger touch wood or whatever you want to say, even if we are winning the league, I really doubt if Paul Pogba is going to stay. And do you think especially Jack Grealish. What an audition he gave, man! Like seriously, I every time he had the ball, my heart was in my mouth. That guy is absolutely brilliant, and he sort of plays in a central and left positions, which is exactly what Paul Pogba was doing in the Villa game. He was on the left, he was on the his central, and he was doing brilliantly in that role. Do you sense Paul Pogba is almost certain to leave?
I think so, yes. After everything that's happened over the last, not just this season, but over the entirety of his career at United, with not just his agent, but even his brother,
Yeah,
you have to sense that somewhere down the line he has to leave. He wants to leave, and
yeah,
that's why, because he personally has not ever shut up his agent or his brother. There were some
precisely.
rumors about him leaving the French national team, and the very next day he came out saying that that's rubbish. He's never done that when he was at United, or
Yeah,
if some of those rumors have surfaced at United, so he's never done that. So, but yeah, one good point that you did put up is his professionalism. I think until now, his professionalism was doubted the most.
yeah.
Nobody ever doubted his talent. Nobody doubted his gameplay. Yes, he put up some questionable performances sometimes, but his professionalism over the last 1 month or so, it has to be respected.
Yeah, indeed. And Atul, especially this summer, is I think this is the summer where if if we had a management that was sane, and if a management which had eyes, I think you could sense this is a season. I think this is a window. This January, the current window is one where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer desperately needs one or two like starters. It's you don't need another Pellistri and Diallo. It's, I think, with due respect to both of them, you don't need another one of those. Yeah, he will groom in the next 2 years and become a Messi, Ronaldo. You don't need them anymore. You can't keep buying them. You definitely desperately need a starter in the team. And apparently of what a lot of people, what are they're talking about is we might or might not get a Caicedo. I think I'm not sure if I'm spelling that right. That could potentially happen in the next 15 20 days. Diallo is coming in the next 3 4 days. That is because United have already announced it, so we can talk about that a little more confidently. There is no chance of screwing up there. But apparently, the real talk is that there might not be any other signing besides this. Does that concern you?
See, just a quick mention about Edinson Cavani, as
Yeah.
Mihir mentioned. See, Jamie Vardy is older than Edinson Cavani.
Yeah, exactly. I was shocked
Like
listening to this yesterday. Yeah,
just 1.5 month, or even just 1 month. Just call it 1 month. But
that's surprising.
not keeping him in the same bracket just concerns me because Cavani is good on his days.
Yeah,
So
precisely.
let's just hope whenever he comes back
Yeah,
against
again,
Liverpool.
no doubt about Cavani's quality. I just feel he needs to be a little protected because he is prone to getting injured. That's my only concern.
And now, as you mentioned about the signing, see, first of all, this will be the agenda for the coming this transfer window and the next transfer window, that we need a center back. Maybe Eric Bailly put up some beautiful performances, and even Victor Lindelof has been solid with Harry Maguire. But time to time, they've shown the flaws present in there between the two of
Mm.
them or the three of them.
Yeah,
And Bailly is very injury prone. And even Axel Tonazibi, I know he has been groomed well and he played beautifully against PSG and whenever he's played. But the thing being that this guy is again injury prone, and you need someone who has been established on the international circuit to come in there straight away, slot in, and give you the performances that you need to be what you
this
call
is
a
where
title
people don't.
contender.
This is where people don't require respect Maguire much, isn't it? Like that guy is absolutely never not injured.
Bro, it's like having that physicality, but you need to bring that to your game. I
Hmm.
really admire that he doesn't get injured and he's played the most minutes for United.
In
But the
Europe, in entire Europe.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
just think of it in a manner that he's that strong. He has that big presence on the field. But then what he does in the opponent half and sometimes in our own,
That's what puts him down. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
See, if you remember, like we were talking the last time we were talking about it, he was the one who took Luke Shaw out, and
yeah.
we started conceding against
The
Tottenham.
Spurs. Yeah,
So
Spurs.
those kind of mistakes are not that we expect from someone for whom we have paid this much.
yeah,
You won't see Virgil van Dijk do that kind of stuff, right?
yeah,
That's why people see him in that light, and they do believe that he needs a partner who can do the sweeping while he tries to go forward. That's what he likes to do.
yeah.
And apart from that, as you mentioned, a right winger. We have had a crisis for a right winger I don't know since when. So if we're not getting anyone this time around, I think that will be a
It.
problem, and it will time to
Yeah.
show after maybe 1 or 2 months.
Yeah, again, as you said, I think that will cover up for another month, and it really pains to say this, but I think we all know, and it's not that I'm trying to jinx it or something. We all know Eric Bailey is going to get injured, and that, and once we all are desperately hoping it doesn't happen, but once that news comes out, your heart is going to sink a little bit. Even in the Villa game, right towards the end, he just took he was just lying. I think there was that collision which was
with
not really a collision. He
Grealish.
was just
Yeah,
trying to waste time. But once the first glimpse when I saw him like lying on the floor, oh my god, my heart sank. I was like, oh, this can't happen
he's
this soon
gone.
again. Yeah, but we know that that is most probably going to happen. I know he played a full season under Mourinho in the first in 2016, but we know that might happen. And if this season we are not getting a centre back, I think that, or to be honest, I think that is going to be it, because even Liverpool are looking at some options like Ben White, and they're not really looking at premium centre backs right now. They're just looking out for a backup, so that by
Yeah,
the time they're injured people, they can come in, someone who can fill in for a few months. And that team is so settled. Anyone comes in, they look world class right now. That it happened with Manchester United. You could literally put a piece of wood and that'll look world class. That that's what the champion team that's what happens to a champion team, and we are not one champion team. We need more players to make this a champion team. Let's hope that happens. But for now, thank you so much, Meher and Atul, for joining. I think Manchester United have a tough road. The game that everyone is really looking out for is on 17th at the Anfield against Liverpool. uh, I must say, please do not put your hopes that high. I can sense there is great excitement among fans right now. It won't take long for it to get crippled, but I hope it doesn't. And I hope even if we are getting a draw out of that game, I think it's going to be magnificent. Magnificent. And I've always said this on our TSD, our sister channel podcast, that Ralph Hasenhuttl is my favorite manager in the Premier League right now, and he's going to be facing Liverpool tomorrow night. Please do something. You can do it. So if he does that, I think even a draw would be like a monumental result at the
I
Anfield.
think Dannings will give something back to Liverpool for his time
Hope
over
so.
there.
Hope so. I hope that's good in a United sense. Giving it back no, in an own goal sense, that would be good for us. But let's see what happens there. Thank you so much, guys. Again, wish you both a happy new year. Wish all of our Sound of Manchester viewers a very happy new year. I hope 2021 brings a change in your life. And thank you so much for watching this. Stay tuned to Sound of Manchester and keep supporting us. Thank you.